Welcome back to another episode of Grow Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl. I hope everyone's doing well. And speaking of it being July, this is the perfect episode for America's Birthday Month. The next song off the Fall Off album is And the Whole World is the Ville. This is about my perspective on the world being obsessed with brown people. Let me go ahead and put it in language that you all understand. The whole world is obsessed with black people. It is a sickness at this point. For over 250 years, a lot of curses that have been put on my community came from somewhere else. And now that we repeat them so much, the somewhere else, they don't even have to. Our representation is not representing. She was obsessed with me. She used to pin people against me. And I just used to be like, bitch, you're doing a lot of nothing. We are not the same. And if Africa is the motherland, why the fuck do they keep coming over here? Because mind you, our fucking history didn't start 400 years ago. It did not start when they came here. Okay, the 90% that were taking care of the land owned the land and they had the resources. White people are the original squatters. You really think they got millions of us over here and nobody in Africa has ever heard this fucking story? And at some point it comes out. Y'all be dealing with white girls that be calling y'all nigga all the fucking time and making you look like a fucking dumbass nigga, and y'all still stay with them because. Welcome back to another episode of Go Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone has, everything intact. You ain't lose your shit. You're hanging in there. And my 20th high school reunion is coming up this weekend, so I'm preparing for that. So that's why I have all these pipe cleaners in my hair. For those who may not know what they're used for, but yeah. And speaking of it being July, this is the perfect episode for America's Birthday Month. The next song off the Fall Off album is And the Whole World is the Ville. This is about my perspective on the world being obsessed with brown people, my people. The whole fucking world is obsessed with brown people. So let me go ahead and put it in language that you all understand. The whole world is obsessed with black people. It is a sickness at this point. But hey, we've been saying this shit since forever. Especially our money. Our culture has been demonized and then copied, rebranded. Now it's something else. It's been demonized by the same group of people for over 250 years. A lot of curses that have been put on my community came from somewhere else. And now that we repeat them so much, the somewhere else, they don't even have to. See, what I want people to understand is that they had no problem watching us self-destruct. So I have no problem watching what's happening to them right now. White people look like they're getting ready to just, like, the war is really between them. We've always been somewhere making the best out of the fucking scraps, and they have just been obsessed with us this entire time. Brown people can't work together is something we've fallen victim to because emotions can take up space as to where solutions, may not have any room because all the emotions have taken up all the fucking space. We've watched this play out in quite a few classic movies. Quite a few movies that we consider classics are really like a lot of these classic movies. I've never seen these motherfucking movies before. I've never seen Boys in the Hood. I've never seen Belly. Never seen quite a few movies. Like, for real. The way reality TV is set up, like, it's just faker and faker. Our representation is not representing. Okay? The representation ain't representing. We have literally repeated shit that came from over there that they fucking made up. How do we not know that the whole, oh, he can't swim thing comes from them throwing babies in the same water with alligators? How do we know that shit didn't start right there? And I tell my people all the time, the blood of their ancestors still exists within them. And when shit goes left or right, it doesn't matter what side, because they're both the two wings on the same bird. When shit go left or right, that shit always come out. And it's wow. It's like, and then we be surprised. I'm like, no. Now, Europeans and Asians have their thing about us. And Africans have adopted that mindset as well. Let me touch on these Africans. I don't know no niggas right now fighting to get to Africa. If there is one, show me. Hurry up. Tell me. I don't know one nigga fighting to get to Africa. I don't know groups of any brown Americans going to Africa to live, to stay, to make that their way of life. I don't know any. Now, let's travel back in time when the 90% were the business owners and the 10% were like the slaves or the employees or the whatever, the workers. Now, if our ancestors taught them how to bathe, that means that they taught them everything else. And Africans worship white people. They get their Christian white identity and then come over here to adopt the same fucking mindset that they have. And they open businesses in our communities just like the Asians. Now, there were some videos of some Asian woman talking about, yeah, you have to bring your ignorant black asses back in the store and bitch, go set up shop over there where it's predominantly white. And let's see how long your goofy ass lasts. There are no Asian owned businesses in predominantly white communities. None. Okay? You will see a Chipotle. You won't see no brown owned chicken joint in no predominantly white neighborhood either. You might see Popeyes. But of course, Chick-fil-A. Won't see no Mexican owned restaurants over there. Mm-hmm. You'll see Chipotle, you see Taco Bell. Most of the groups of people that come onto this land, they got their information about us from somewhere else. And then when they get here, it's a whole different story. It's either now they get it or they don't give a fuck because they don't understand, they ain't gotta relate. They're just coming here to enjoy the conveniences that our ancestors fucking created for someone else's face to be on it. And then they like it's with Africans, like hearing the stories is sickening. I'm not going to a beauty supply store, which I don't go that often. The fucking there's skin bleaching soap with their faces on it. A dark skinned African lady told her special needs client, who was bright yellow, light skin, brown boy, that she wishes that she had his color. Used to work with somebody who was using that shit. And she couldn't stand me. Once she found out I wasn't religious, oh, she was obsessed with me, my nigga. She was obsessed with me. And this was when I was heavier. I was about 50, 60 pounds heavier. She was obsessed with me. She used to pin people against me. And I just used to be like, bitch, you doing a lot of nothing. A lot of nothing. And two-faced it as ever. And it's like, and then they come over here. And whatever they see the white man do on TV, they want to go and smell like Johnny Depp when Johnny Depp is walking out there on that fucking mountain with the cougar or the mountain lion or the whatever. I don't know. He might have been in the desert. When I go to the mall or like these little stores that got women's clothes and like more like one of those mixed stores, like I have both men and women, women and children's clothing, whatever. They're lined up. They're ganged up at the fucking fragrances. And they spray 2 pounds of that shit on themselves every day. Because they want to smell like the white guy in the Macy's commercials with the spritz. Africans work with the disabled community. Why is that crazy as shit? Because to my knowledge, they discard their disabled back home. They just throw them on the side of the road in the fucking bushes. And then you come here because everywhere they go, every fucking where Africans go, they take their fucking culture and their religion with them. Meanwhile, we already used to this shit, so we already know we try and leave our baggage at the fucking door unless somebody bring it up on lunch break or whatever the fuck. But they come over here with their Christian identities, their white man identities, and they're working with the disabled community. Know nothing about cooking American meals. Giving these people medication through fucking G-tubes. Refusing to help these people bathe because their culture and their religion is embedded in them, and there's no leaving it at the door. And then they complain about the heat over here. And I'm just thinking, like, I thought that you guys were in the fucking hottest place in the world. And then they run the AC down on 69, overrunning the systems, fucking up shit, making the disabled people sick because the AC is running 24/7 and these people are fragile. But back home, they take the babies and they throw them away. And then sometimes they also get very jealous of us. And then it's crazy because you're fucking men. Marry us for a place to fucking stay. Meanwhile, got a whole tribe or two back home. And they can be quite obsessed with the women, with brown women. Quite obsessed. Especially light skin. Quite obsessed. And just know. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We are not the same. And if Africa is the motherland, why the fuck do they keep coming over here? Because this is the motherland. Because again, I don't know no niggas fighting to get over there. And then when I hear that Asian businesses are going out of business, because, I pray that brown women return to their natural God-given beauty, whatever that is. We're putting everything on top of everything that God gave us. Nails on top of nails, lashes on top of lashes. Now, if you have some type of condition going on, or you've been through some type of treatment because of any illnesses that you developed while you were here, just whatever. Anything that made you lose your hair, and you just want to, I get it. But if you have a healthy head of hair on your goddamn head, you should be taking better care of your own than the girl from over there. And I promise you, them bitches don't like y'all walking around with their motherfucking hair. We don't get that's over there. I'm not. White people want to tell everyone's fucking story. And now they have to look at their own. I heard a lady say that our ancestors, because mind you, our fucking history didn't start 400 years ago. It did not start when they came here. Okay, the 90% that were taking care of the land owned the land and they had the resources. White people are the original squatters. They are the original squatters. You really think they got millions of us over here and nobody in Africa has ever heard this fucking story? If we were African then, we should be African now. Because their fucking genetics are strong. If we were African then, we should be. And I do not hesitate to tell, no ma'am, I'm not African anything. No sir, I'm not African anything. My ancestors was already here. All my paperwork says Indian. No one has spread more misinformation than Europeans. And then no one controls more information than Europeans. But this time, I think that things are getting a little out of hand. And it's just like we as brown people here, we're they about to self-destruct. And I think we need to get the fuck out the way. Because they gotta figure that shit out. The same way we gotta figure our shit out. But it's always gonna be some nigga like Officer Tatum. You know the type of nigga I'm talking about. They want to be white, and since they're not, they'll just create a whole lineage of white people. That's what happens with the genetics. They get a little watered down. You keep watering it down, it's gone. Poof, the brown is gone. Anytime you have to explain why you decided not to marry a brown woman, a woman from your community, nigga, just say that you're a fucking coon and you wish you were white. Because it's obvious that it didn't come naturally to you. Anytime you gotta explain it. And this is the shit that I talk about when it comes to interracial dating. Most of the time, it's not fucking genuine. And at some point, it comes out. Y'all be dealing with white girls that be calling y'all nigga all the fucking time. And making you look like a fucking dumbass nigga. And y'all still stay with them because you don't want everybody to know they was right. But hey, now interracial couples that like really liked each other, okay. But most of that shit, I don't, niggas who purposefully date outside themselves, like it's, they wish that they were that. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, that's what they wish they were. Somewhere in their lifetime, they probably were some lifetimes ago. And now they're here now, so they want to recreate that. White people want to tell everyone else's story so bad that they want to tell you about all the animals on the planet. And I'm like, why the fuck am I paying you $50 to go see some fish that you stole? All of the resources are pretty much what? Put in plastic bags and bottles. So of course there's going to be a crazy amount of trash. Trash, yes, a crazy amount of trash. So if the trash is killing the turtles or whatever to the turtles, and then you go out there, you steal it and say you were rescuing it, and now I gotta pay $50 to come see. I gotta pay you $50 to come see some dolphins that you stole from over there. Why am I paying the water bill? Hmm? When you go to the zoo, like quite a few of them animals, it makes the white people happy having dominion over them. I watched a bitch get her arm bit by an alligator, and the alligator did a fucking death roll on her. I said, wow, in front of the kids at a kids' party. I said, what the fuck? But the thing is, white people are confessing these things now. And we're just putting each other on game. So, like, shout out to the people who get like a gazillion fucking views. And to us in the comments, like, see, white people want to be the face of every fucking thing. And they want to be the main character. They want to be involved in everything. So I saw a clip today where Eddie Murphy was being interviewed by, what's his name? Reno? I don't remember his name. He was talking about how, I guess the critics or the reviews about Boomerang was portraying how white people were like invisible. The white people were invisible. Hey. In the movie about professional brown people in love and working together and going to the gym and having honest conversations and falling in love. And Eddie said it perfectly. He said, "Oh, so you see brown people in a business dress nice, dress well, and you're wondering, oh my gosh, who's running this business? Or where's the white guy that's running this business?" Whatever he said. And it makes sense. And then he also brought up how white America didn't say shit about Boys in the Hood, about that poster, about how them niggas was looking. They didn't say nothing about it. Even if they don't have storylines, they still want to be a part of the storytelling. Tell me, who is putting together Love and Hip Hop in 2026? Exactly. We're called lazy, but we built America for the comfort of today's European. Most of the inventions on this land were started by our ancestors because they were already doing this shit. Now, if they taught them how to wash their ass, would you think they taught them how to farm? That means that they never said that there were no presidents before the first one of America. That means that someone was here watching our ancestors do business and run shit, and they studied it. They copied it. They rebranded it. And they put a different face on it today, all the way up until today. They tricked our ancestors. They scammed them. They bamboozled them out of the land. So when I hear that white people are down DMV, down on the metro, talking about how they're going to take America back, take it back to where? Are you going to take it back to Great Britain? And, I've been watching a little bit of what's going on in the news, and you all are dropping like flies out in Europe. You're never going to be able to make up those numbers. Not to sound like insensitive, but that is insane. 98-degree weather? I didn't even know it was like that until I went and it said 1,300. I'm like, wow, like that's still a lot of fucking people. And then the shit went from 1,300 to 10,000, from 10,000 to 20,000. See, interracial dating is being pushed. And Asians, I don't know what the fuck y'all think, because y'all ain't gonna never be white people. You're never gonna get their acceptance either. Even if you make money together, you're never gonna get their acceptance. And the jealousy is thick. Brown men are the best thing walking on this planet, but he's been reduced down to the people who own his image. See, brown men, I can't see brown women that go back to their natural God-given beauty, then that means that more Asian businesses will shut down. And then we can fill in those gaps and those holes somewhere, somebody, right? And then we can just sit back and watch America fall apart, because we don't need to be involved in their business. They've been in our business since they fucking got here. If Europeans had to go to church where there was a brown Jesus, painted on that fucking stained glass in the church, Christianity would be canceled. I'm trying to understand, why are certain parts this free land and we have to pay to go see it? Why do I need to pay you to go see it? And then our culture is being studied, copied, rebranded with a different face on it. I seen a video of a group of white girls twerking. Oh, twerking cool now, huh? Oh, twerking cool now, huh? I knew like it was after the Albert Bell and Abdullah Mason fight. Abdullah went up top to go be interviewed by the analyst. And let me tell you something. I was a little taken back by the white guy who invited him to the cookout. When did white people start inviting niggas to the cookout? Like the whole shit with Dustin Poirier, like, if he said that's how he grew up, he said, nigga, this is who I am and this is how I grew up. Because that's the reality of a lot of them. A lot more, but their image on TV is not going to be like that. You'll see it on TV. It's going to look like Malibu's Most Wanted. They don't get too many M&Ms on TV. Unless they're auditioning for Drewski's Could Have Been Records. Because a lot of these white boys are trap rappers now. Trap mumble rappers now. And it's so confusing. Because I remember when you guys, just yesterday, you guys were like Good Charlotte, Blink 182, Hanson Brothers, NSYNC, Limp Bizkit, Disturbed, Creed, Evanescence. Like, what is going on? It's like we're having a whole, it's like something swapping, and it's like, what the fuck? And you use Mexicans as well for cheap labor and taxes. So I figured, if you guys are foreigners and you let foreigners stay in the country if they pay taxes, I'm technically not a foreigner. Why am I paying taxes? Because honestly, with the money that they take, it should be a lot. It should be a lot more betterist out of here. Okay, I should see people left and right every day picking up this trash around PG County. We get involved in their businesses, and we look like fucking clowns on TV. Adrian Boafo, he ain't about to do shit for me. If Trump okayed Dana White to have UFC Freedom 250 on the White House lawn with the general public, fake ass security set up, what the fuck makes Adrian Boafo? He's not going to do anything for me besides like a fucking clown. Africans can't use white women or Asians the way that they use us. Like, nobody else can use us the way that other people use us. And it's like, we get to tell the story now. So what will the story be? We have our 2026 Emmett Till. This is crazy work, and our ancestors are on their fucking asses. The white man has a jealousy embedded, encoded in his DNA that has been passed down from generation to generation to today's generation. Let me tell you, when I say that brown men, listen, if you notice, quite a few brown men who make it in the industry all of a sudden gay, but nobody ever heard of that, which means that brown men are being reduced down to what's encoded in them in order to make their money and be on these platforms, be on their platforms. They always want brown men to be fucking gay. No one has been arrested for the Epstein files. So I can see where the delay is with this Nolan Wells situation. And then Dave Chappelle talked about Jack Johnson, how he gracefully beat the shit out of white men and then fuck their bitches. So imagine that. Imagine that being Nolan Wells' story of fucking with they bitches. How do you ship a body with no neck, no lungs, no stomach? Our ancestors just own this shit. I think that, I don't know, because there's just like a lot of shit we're not even about to do all that shit anymore. It's a waste of time. You guys are, this is happening the way it's supposed to be happening. And it's crazy because racist, poor ass white people don't realize that the vaccine was for not the vaccine, the jab was for everybody. And their people were dying like, they were dropping like flies as well. Which lets you know that the people that you worship above you don't give a fuck about you either. But I think if white people knew that they were on the same level as niggas or below us, it would be a hard pill to swallow. That's why, if it wasn't for us, like, there would be no music, there would be no culture, there would be no America. No way. No way. Because you can't take America back to Great Britain and redo it. If you can, hurry up, show me. The whole world is obsessed with us. It was a bunch of white people at that Cole concert. And Cole used to always rap about how he had the white mother, and then he had to realize, like, that shit don't mean nothing. And I'm going to end on this note. A couple notes. I hope that brown man, can get quiet enough to hear their spirit moving them in a better direction. I hope that they too start holding themselves accountable and get back to who they really are outside. Wave past what they've been reduced down to. That brown men set a different standard amongst each other, and that type of positivity continues to spread. And brown women, I hope that you learn to take better care of yourself, because our ancestors did not look. You will not find not one picture of our ancestors looking like fucking sexy red. You want to dress like a hoe and be treated like a queen, but your head don't fit the ground. Melanin is worth more than gold. That's the obsession. And after 250 years of America's admitting, they are confessing the horrible stories of their ancestors. They are admitting, they are confessing. These are their confessions, their admissions of the obsession with brown people and brown culture. They are admitting and confessing their jealousy. And this is why I don't understand why niggas get in the industry just to get with white girls and give their money back to the people giving it to them. If we stop participating in anything for America, America will shut down tomorrow. But hey, what do I know? Maybe you got something from it, maybe you didn't, maybe you'll be back next week, maybe you won't. Either way, this has been Growth Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl.